Hey guys, it's Dara from Yoping in Action, and today I'm joined with Dean Roche from Waterford Warriors, and we're here to talk about mobility, how it can increase performance and prevent injury. So we'll start off by talking about soft tissue, so massaging and foam rolling and stuff. What do you think people should be doing every week to see some benefits?
It's definitely a funny subject, and I suppose everybody can tell you something different. Along the lines of what I train as, I know CrossFit and the way people bang on about it, the way we kind of train, we kind of go by body parts. So for squatting, we kind of go along the lines, oh well look, we have to have our right T-bands loose, we have to have our glutes loose, have our ankles loose, calves loose. So we kind of foam roll to whatever we feel. Also, if we're feeling tight in different places, then we'll go look at that too. But with everything, if you're tight everywhere, I'd say, you know, you have to definitely break it down each day. What parts you're going to do per day. You know, lacrosse ball, foam roll, definitely going to be our best friends for a little while. You know, think of your main areas. Definitely, if you're going to be performance aspect, you're going to be thinking squats, full depth squats, as the grass. So you kind of have to look at those definite glutes, piriformis, IG band, calves especially then as well, and then moving towards your upper body, looking at that T-spine, definitely thoracic extension, those sort of things really help you. Moving towards the lacrosse ball, kind of gets a small bit deeper than the foam roller itself. Foam roller kind of goes along a plane. With the lacrosse ball, you can kind of get deep into those tissues. You really find where your knots are and your tightness are, especially when you go in towards that piriformis, like I said, and glute. And lats definitely as well, most tender spot. When it comes to injury prevention, like with everything, if you're looking after your body, no matter what it is, running, rowing, weightlifting, no matter what you think of it is, if you're tight in any sense, you're going to have that ability, or you're going to always be in that sense that there's that chance there will be an injury. Tight hamstrings might lead to a strain, might lead to a tear. So when you think about foam rolling, do 5 minutes, you know, hamstrings if they're tight, grand, after releasing the cells a small bit. But that's only the first part. You know, when you're finished your SMR, so your self-myofascial release, that's your foam rolling or lacrosse ball, you're moving towards your stretching. Then your stretching is kind of the fun part all over again. Like.
Yeah. I see plenty of people training or at competitions or whatever, they hold each stretch for maybe 10 seconds.
Yeah.
And then they just go on. How long should people hold each stretch for the most benefit, do you think?
Now we're kind of going into an argument that can, you know, infuriate a lot of people. When it comes down to it, if you think of it like with any adaptation to the body, it takes time. So if you're only holding a stretch for 5 seconds, you're giving your body 5 seconds to adapt to a stretch that you want to increase. So when you think about it, if you're holding 30 seconds, it gives you that 30 seconds. But kind of optimal range, you'd be looking at, to increase range of motion in one session, you'd be looking at 2 minutes per stretch. So if I'm stretching my hamstrings and I want to increase range of motion, I might stretch down, hold for 30 seconds, come back up, extend, go straight back down and do another 30 seconds in a minute. But every time you extend up, you're trying to increase that distance down, or say if you're doing your glute stretch or anything like that, you're always kind of going 2 minutes because it gives the body enough time to adapt to what it's doing, and gives you that time for the body to say, oh well look, you're after getting your breathing under control, everything like that, you're relaxing into it, your whole nervous system and everything like that has adapted to what you're doing. So in theory, like, you're increasing your range of motion then after your 2 minutes. Before that, even a minute, like, you're kind of seeing some changes, but majorly not until that kind of 2 minute phase. There's a few studies done on it, not major amounts, but kind of recommendations they do send out are 10-15 seconds before and then 20-30 seconds afterwards. But like I said, it doesn't give your body enough time to adapt to what it needs to be doing, or to re-lengthen what you're after shortening.
Yeah, very good. I think listening to music really helps that too, because it's not too exciting, you know.
Yeah.
So music helps.
It'll always come back to what music you're listening to as well. You know, in my gym, it's all about the heavy metal, you know, guns to the wall, like, so.
Yeah.
You won't be listening to too many like ocean music coming on or anything like that, so stretching to that can be still intense.
Very good. Now we'll talk about joint distraction. So you can use resistance bands to how do you describe this again?
You're technically applying a force. So when you think of band distraction, you know, think of something that's going to be pulling away. So say if I'm doing my hip, for instance, I'll have it say close up to my hip here, so that it's technically it's not as dramatic as what I'm going to say. So your femur is kind of in your socket. So technically it kind of slips your femur slightly out of your socket, so you can kind of get in more towards those ligaments. And like with a lot of people, they can be the most flexible person on the planet, be able to touch their head off their knees, be able to go into a perfect overhead position, and then when it comes down to the joints, they have no range of motion because of those ligaments being stiff and basically worn out from all those years of whatever they did prior. So that's where distraction really comes into it. So it's that kind of force pulling away and kind of distracting for all the work into those joints and stuff like that.
Very good. So to close, I think it's best to have a combination of all three. I like yoga, so and I try to go to a physiotherapist maybe every 2 weeks for a sports massage. I haven't been able to lately. I've been saving up money, but definitely the combination is absolutely magic.
Yeah, I'm actually 100% with you there. I have something against yoga now, and my only, like, I understand what they're about, anything like that. Hot yoga is a brilliant concept, and the way yoga instructors do it, but my only downfall and the reason why I don't like it is because there's no contractile force on the body, as in there's no load. Because if you keep continuously stretching, yes, you'll increase range of motion and everything like that, but by the time you go back to do, say, your resistance training or anything like that, your body has been so used to just lengthening, it's not strong contracting. So, in my opinion, that's the only reason why I don't like it. If yoga came out with this crazy yoga back squat, weird crazy thing, then yeah, I'd be totally for it. But just one thing, I'm just talking about contractile forces. If you're not using your muscles, it's like they won't get stronger. So it's like anything, but then their counter argument is, oh well, I'm walking, I'm running, I'm doing this, I'm still going to be strong. But there's always other ways to improve performance. And then going back to what you said about physiotherapists, definitely, if you're doing any form of sport, I definitely recommend once a month, once every 6 weeks or something like that, because there's certain things and there's certain pain thresholds that you won't go through on a cross ball or a foam roller. It's very hard to harm yourself, but a physio will go at whatever he feels is tight. So get on that as well. Like.
Awesome. Thanks a lot for coming on.
No bother there, anytime.
Dean has a competition for CrossFit tomorrow, so we'll wish him the best of luck. I'm sure he'll unleash hell on his opposition. Thanks for watching, guys.